And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Hello again, everyone, and thanks for joining us for this Sunday show. Up first, hazardous weather graphic. We've got winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories out here right through the central interior. And this is for Tuesday and Wednesday, Tuesday night and Wednesday here, as a band of precipitation is going to set up a band of persistent snowfall and freezing rain here across this area. In the warning area, looking for freezing rain here, along with the snow, several inches, and then in the advisory area to the northeast there, with looking at persistent snow starting Tuesday, continuing into Wednesday for several inches falling across the area here. Otherwise, satellite imagery showing a lot of moisture coming up into south central Alaska here during the day today, bringing areas of rain and some isolated areas of freezing rain to the area, with the heaviest rainfall amounts occurring along the North Gulf Coast, with the stream of moisture flowing into the panhandle, anywhere from a half inch to an inch or more of rain falling, again from western Prince William Sound eastward there into the northern panhandle. Kodiak picking up about 3/4 of an inch of precipitation today in the form of rain. Lighter amounts of rain into Bristol Bay, and then not much moisture getting into the Kuskokwim Delta there. Had a little bit of freezing rain for a time at Bethel, and it's since stopped. And mostly just clouds back here out over the Bering Sea, although those pretty strong northerly winds blowing through the Bering Strait, with Wales having a quarter-mile visibility and heavy snow and heavy wind the entire day today. And then some wisps of clouds up there crossing the Arctic coast. And rolling this again, we'll see the moisture here pushing into the southeast coast. Another batch here sliding northward will bring more rain in overnight tonight and into tomorrow for the panhandle there. And it looks like a band of snow and rain and freezing rain will continue and push northward overnight tonight across northern Cook Inlet into the southern Susitna Valley, lower Madanuska Valley areas. And a general area of rain will continue for the North Gulf Coast from Turnagain Arm eastward to Yakutat across Prince William Sound, and then down across the Panhandle, with that front lining right up along the coastline tonight. There were some gusty winds in along with that. Areas of snow with this trough out through here, I should say light snow for the lower Yukon River Valley area on up to the Arctic coast. And still looking at mixed precipitation here over mostly the Kuskokwim Delta into the southern Kuskokwim Valley, but down toward Togiak, Dillingham, it's going to be in the form of rain or snow for the Pribilof Islands, and mostly rain over the central Aleutians, eastern Aleutians there. And you see the rain shield here with the next system. It's going to come northward tomorrow, just coming onto the chart there. That's going to bring full gales into the Aleutians and Alaska Peninsula, increasing northerly winds out here over the Bering Sea. High pressure over the Russian Far East, pulling cold air down out of the Arctic across the Chukchi Sea, southward through the Bering Strait into St. Lawrence Island. Then it slides off to the southwest there, and in return, milder air continues to flow from south to north here, and that'll bring, again, mixed precipitation in across southern Alaska. A little bit drier on Monday here over south central Alaska, with showers and maybe some clearing down toward Kodiak Island. Trough along the southeast coast keeps it unsettled and showery there from Prince William Sound right on down to the Queen Charlotte Islands. And now we're getting snow setting up here with low pressure in just south of the mid-Yukon River Valley areas there. Actually, the low center near the Alaska Range here, give or take there. But anyway, the trough extending northward. Look for periods of snow from the Arctic coast southward into this area. And that's going to continue Monday night, and an Arctic front forms. High pressure out of the Arctic develops over the north slope there, pushing this front eastward, and then that's colliding with the south to north southerly wind flow here. So a band of snow in that winter weather advisory area there from northeast to southwest, and then in the warning area, the winter storm warning area, look for freezing rain here in an area there between the rain to the south and the snow to the north. And that'll extend back into the Bering Sea. Very tight gradient developing here on the north side of that warm front around the Pribilof Islands. Storm warnings are in the forecast with gusts to 65 miles an hour. That wind direction out of the north, and very strong winds blowing right on down into the central Aleutians. with that 970 millibar low pulling up to just west of Unimak Island there. And by contrast, a much weaker system here. Weak low pulling into the Gulf of Alaska, going to keep the mild air flowing into the southern part of the state here and keep it wet for the North Gulf Coast again, in across at least the northern panhandle and the central coastal areas with drier conditions off to the southeast there. And then taking a look at Wednesday, that low tracks northward here, not moving too fast. So wet conditions continue. Rain and snow, southern Alaska, Kenai Peninsula, Cook Inlet, with rain along the coastline, mixed precipitation inland, and rain and snow for the panhandle with the snow at the higher elevations. And then this band of snow continues here Wednesday along that Arctic front with the colder air to the north there. And that'll continue periods of snow right on down into the Kuskokwim Valley. Again, could be some freezing rain. Southern Kuskokwim Valley out over the southern Kuskokwim Delta, northern Bristol Bay. And southerly winds continue, keeping the precipitation in the form of rain for the Alaska Peninsula into the eastern Aleutians. A little bit lighter on those winds, becoming more northeasterly, but colder air now over the northern Bering Sea, that Arctic high along the Russian coastline there. That's going to push the snowfall levels down to sea level for the Pribilofs and eventually into the central Aleutians. So that probably won't get cold enough for Adak and Atka until Wednesday night. And for the lows tonight, definitely contrasted from north to south here with lower 30s here, in some cases mid 30s for southern Alaska, right around 10 degrees in the central interior, and then 0 to 5 for the North Slope into the Brooks Range. 30s to mid 40s for the Panhandle, and lower 40s for the Aleutians, lower 30s for the Pribilof Islands. And then for the highs tomorrow, anywhere from 5 to 15 for the area from the Brooks Range out to the Arctic coast, 15 to 20 there through the central part of the state. South of the Alaska Range, much milder, highs in the 30s to lower 40s, warmest down toward Homer, Seldovia, over toward Seward, mid 40s Kodiak Island. That extends all the way out to Nikolsky with Adak right around 40, 36 for Shimia, 20 for Savunga, and for the southeast coast, pretty mild, 50 to 55 on the central and south coast, warmest over Prince of Wales Island. And for the lows on Tuesday morning, falling below zero now, Arctic high pressure starting to chill things off up there, anywhere from 5 to 15 below, and 10 to 15 still, or 5 to 15 here in the central interior. Sharp contrast again north to south here with lower 30s, lower to upper 30s here for southern Alaska, and still in the 40s for Kodiak Island for the lows and the eastern Aleutians. Upper 30s northern Panhandle, mid 30s to the south, and then the highs looks like they'll stay below zero here for the western Brooks Range, western North Slope to the Arctic coast, and 20s and 30s into the Tanana Valley with mid to upper 30s to lower 40s here over southern Alaska, Bristol Bay into the mid 40s, upper 40s for the Alaska Peninsula, and eastern Aleutians 40 to 45 there, and temperatures in the Panhandle mostly in the 40s.